Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good day. Thank you all for coming to this stream today. An amazing show for y'all. I was just talking to today's guest backstage, and I'm super excited. I actually have been talking to him back and forth on Twitter. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. We'll hit on that here in a second as well. But first off, I just want to give a huge warm welcome to everyone who's joined. Geek the Sneak, I see you. Primo, Lo-Fi, Cloud Gaming Dad. I've been watching a lot of your content actually recently. Awesome job with the views recently. I know you had a video that went viral. Jeff, awesome. Jack, always puppet master, as I like to call you. I need to get you on this show eventually, Jack, as well. And Ambi, one of my biggest supporters. Thank you all for coming. And of course, Mama Hayes, you know she's out there, so let's keep it clean. She watches all the shows, and she's a huge supporter of the channel. But with that said, and just in case my boss is watching, so I took the day off today because I wasn't feeling too well. But then I started getting some messages from our guest today. I got super excited. So I am super pumped. Jim, I'm going to make up the work. Don't worry. But with that said, what have I been playing recently? Y'all know I've been doing Centipede. I've been playing Assassin's Creed 3. I actually have bought this game 3 times now. I just have never played it. But Stadia to the rescue. Gonna play that. Amazing sale going on. And Outriders. Love it. They took out some of the bugs. So I'm having a great time. Simpleton, how are you? And Windstar, also welcome. But with that, y'all know this show is not about me. It is about that person in the description, in the title. And without further ado, I want to bring out, in my opinion, the best cloud gamer game by game. It's kind of my little analogy for pound, but game by game, best cloud gamer, Project Storm. What's up?
What is up? What is up? Some people might disagree with you right there, but I smile whenever you say it because I know how much time and effort I put into playing these games, Purple. So, first of all, thanks for having me on. It's been a long time. I've been lurking, listening, putting likes on everything, subscribe. And I have to tell you right now, we'll get into that later when it comes to Centipede, but I wasn't subscribed. I subscribed to you a while ago, and then I unsubscribed because of Centipede, and then I subscribed back. I know you didn't know that, but I wanted to put it out there, you know what I'm saying? Because if you look today, you will see that I subscribed back to Purple Haze, y'all. But no, all jokes aside, like I feel like, see, Purple, the way I really want to start by saying this, man, so everybody knows that they could be comfortable jumping on here and sharing this platform with you. Like the way you present things, I appreciate it. You know what I mean? And it is really non-confrontational. It's none of the stuff that you might see out there. People are passionate about their games before we get into this, right? But it's not about that. It's a space of like laughter and warmth and love and all that stuff. So, I have that side as well, y'all. And we're about to see some of it. Let's go.
We'll see. We'll see. I love it. I love it. No, so, one of the things in this, I'm just curious, I've watched a lot of your content from a while, but Project Storm, why Project Storm? Is it about the cloud gaming? Have you always been Project Storm? Why Project Storm as your gamer tag?
First of all, shout out to everybody that's come before me, especially Chariot Man Gaming. Oh man, I got to shout out Chariot Man because that stream last week, or was it the week before? Well, last episode, episode 14, Chariot Man Gaming was here. And man, we learned a great deal about him. Chariot is like somebody that keeps it real. You know how serious he is about his craft as well. So to follow up after Chariot Man, my question is, who's going to be next? I'm already thinking ahead, Purple. It's not about me. It's not about me. It's never been about me, right? But now we can get into your question, if you can, and put that out there one more time, because I had to focus on that, man. That was a heck of a show, y'all. Check it out.
Oh no, thank you, and thank you to all the alumni in the chat. I see Lo-Fi's here, Windstar's here, Holtz is here. Thank you all. Primo is here. So many alumni. All the stories are great, and there's some people in chat who I'm about to ask to be on the show. So thank you for speaking that to existence. What you said there, Project Storm.
And I got you, Project Storm. That's what you were saying. How did it come about, right? So basically, and you come up with the best questions, right? So Project Storm, it started on Xbox. The original OG Xbox came, and then the 360 came. So Xbox Live kicked off. So it was me, a couple strangers that I didn't know. But again, gaming connects us, and I've said this so many times, but gaming connect us in a way that you just become more than just people playing video games. So it's two people, one from Houston. I think they might have been
Woo, woo.
or whatever, right? H
Lo-fi
Town.
geek, lo-fi
Yeah,
myself, all
yeah.
have Houston roots. So
You know what I mean? So his name was he called himself H Town. So me, him, and this other guy cut one. We got together on Xbox. Didn't know each other. We were playing, and I can't even remember what game we met on, but we were having in like Rainbow Six Vegas and stuff like that. We spent like we used to do all nighters playing Rainbow Six Vegas, right? So out of respect, we got together and we said, "Yo, you know what, man? Like some of them were actually from the projects. Like we had my name came from a clan. So basically that's the clan we started. It was me, Ace Town, and Cut One. We were the originators, like the OGs of the clan. Like we started it. So we came together. We were like, you know what's so dope about the name project? Is because not only are some of us from the projects, we put this together as a project. So anybody can get in, no matter what color, you know what I mean? What gender, it didn't matter. We had monthly meetings, Purple. Like we had secretaries and everything. We had like, we met up at different places across the East Coast. Like it was big. I'm trying to tell you. I actually met a couple people, Project City and Project Fitty, and it's just so many of them. I met up with them in
Project
Philadelphia.
Fitty.
Fitty, Fiddy.
I
Met up with
love
him.
it.
Met up with City and Philly or whatever. We hang out, went to a club. It was, I mean, that's how we were doing things, y'all. So that's you're talking about taking your gaming seriously. So that's where it all came from, Project Storm. So I kind of went with that, and I've had this name on Xbox. If you look at my Xbox gamer tag, you'll see that this has been active for over 18 years. Now I let Xbox pick my original name, and that was Luminous Storm. So I just kept the Storm theme. You know what I mean? I kept the name because it was something about Storm that was just like ferocious and intriguing at the same time, powerful. So I kept the name Storm, and that's where we are. That's how it came about.
No, I totally hear that. And you said Storm, and so y'all know I have an issue with a certain character in the Tomb Raider series. Not gonna name any names, but if y'all want to know someone who I think is really interesting, Storm from X-Men. There you go. That's
Oh
one of
yeah,
my
I know. And some people thought about that. Listen, and shout out to first of all, Halle Berry is the best Storm ever. You know what I mean? I just got to put it out there. And I knew somebody was going to think like that, but there's so many storms. You know what I'm saying? Storm, I'm more treacherous than that. And
Ooh,
I'm more
treacherous.
powerful than that. So
Uh-oh.
I don't know. It's just something unpredictable about the Storm, and that's why I take pride in keeping that name.
Oh, I love it. Treacherous, powerful. Oh my
Yep,
gosh. So,
all that.
I always have like a couple of questions for chat to go through. And if y'all notice in the description of this video, there is a thing that says Project Storm Epic Boss Battle, and he fights Guardian Ape. We're going to talk about that. The question I have for chat while we're talking, just keep y'all engaged, and I'm really interested. Who do you think is the strongest boss you've ever fought in a video game? And I want to start this question off with Project Storm.
I can tell you, there's been a number, and it's not from Sekiro. I will tell you now. I will keep it in the same family. I'm gonna go to Bloodborne and on PlayStation, and I can't. There was this guy on the rooftop. There was a few bosses on Bloodborne that was super hard, but there was this one particular guy, and I don't give away spoilers or anything like that. But it was this one guy on the rooftop in the Old Hunters DLC, and I'm telling you, Purple, I wanted to give up gaming. I mean, like there's some cheesy bosses, and then there's just bosses that's just good. Like you just have to get your act together. And he was one of them. I can't remember the name of the boss, but I do have that on my channel. If you look way back, like Project Storm, Bloodborne, or whatever, you might find that battle. But I think and I can't remember his name, but he's one of the hardest bosses that I've faced. And Genichiro is up there from Sekiro. Um, yeah, Genichiro was tough, but yeah, I'll give it to that guy on the rooftop.
Okay, all right. So we have some Mike Tyson Punch Out fans here. They're going with Mike Tyson. Y'all didn't count 1, 2, 3. That's how you
He
do
was
it.
hard.
One. Oh,
Yeah, he was
that's
tough. He was tough.
you, you gotta count one, two. He comes at you like that and gives you that big hook. So,
He was tough because you couldn't predict like what he was going to do. He used to do that little fast shuffle with his hands or whatever. Like you don't know if he's going to throw the right or the left. The straight jab it was just immaculate. So I do put that up there on the list in the top 50.
all right, yeah, and I want to give a shout out. I see Sanchez came through. Holtz, I see you. Amonar, great to see you here. Ryzak, Chariot Man, James Holt, all y'all, thank you for coming. So but Project Storm. All right, so where did it start though? And I think it started before Mike Tyson Punch Out. Where did your gaming journey start?
Atari 2600. My grandfather, who wasn't a gamer, actually bought the Atari, and I have never seen it in my life. Like you're talking about a man who taught me everything I pretty much know as a man, and who was rough around, like rough, like country, like just all
I know
about
it.
family, work ethic, and all that stuff, man. Like you wasn't allowed to really have a certain haircut and stuff back in the day. You couldn't get into certain sports because of his faith and his beliefs and stuff. Like right. So this was the guy that I'm talking about who didn't even game unless he did it at night while we were asleep. You know what I'm saying? Like he had an Atari 2600 on a black and white TV with the rabbit ear connector that you put on the back and had to screw it with a screwdriver. I had to screw that on to the TV. See, you don't know anything about that, Purple. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
People
you
think I'm
you
young. I'm
well,
not that young.
you are. You know what I'm saying? You're 33. I mean,
Oh my!
33 is not gonna cut it.
You think I'm 33?
33.
Don't tell him,
That's what
Mama
you look.
Hayes.
You are
Don't
what you
tell
look
him.
like.
Don't tell him,
You,
Mama Hayes. I'll
Mama
take it.
Hayes.
I'll take
Mama
it.
Hayes, you
I'll
got the
take
good
it.
genetics. You got the good genetics. I can't lie. But listen, Purple, no, seriously, I've heard you say how old you are, and I still don't want to believe it. But listen, or you hinted at how old you were. But I'm in the bracket with Cowboy. I'm up there. You know what I'm saying? And here's the deal. That was something special because Pac-Man, I played Pac-Man on Atari,
Right.
right? And there was something about it, he didn't even look right. You know what I'm saying? You could tell he was Pac-Man, the mouth open and everything, but it's not like the Pac-Man we know today because of the graphics. And there was something about eating those rectangular dots and just, like the glitches used to happen where Pac-Man went from the top of the screen to the bottom continuously and everything. Like the people that played Atari Pac-Man, you know what I'm talking about. But it was something mind-blowing, Purple, about hearing those dots, the audio cues, all that stuff, right? And just seeing Pac-Man just putting up scores. And it's kind of like Centipede, and I know we'll get into that. And that's why I'm taking Centipede so seriously, is because it takes me back to Atari and to, I don't know if you got this baked into the show, Purple, but Atari actually conversating with us and all that. I know you have to throw that in at some point. So I'm gonna leave it up to you. But that's how I got into it. Atari 2600. I have had multiple consoles since then. Nintendo, the NES, the N64 with the expansion pack and all that stuff. I had Sega Genesis, the Dreamcast, like you name it. I pretty much had the consoles. Neo Geo. So I think I was destined to do this for real.
No, I definitely, and this is all this Project Storm. This is your space. We're here for you, and so I definitely let's talk about Atari. So earlier last week, for everyone who was not around, Atari celebrated their 50 or this year's Atari's 50th birthday. So happy birthday to Atari. I don't think we've said that.
I don't even right.
Like
Right.
that's kind of like you think about how many gaming companies have come and went. And when we talk about Atari, like that just brings back so many memories for people. It's like kind of that first gaming system that really put gaming on the map for home consoles, that is. And at least in the United States, obviously Rock and Holt and the rest of them in the UK had something different. But, so Atari came out with this game last week, Centipede. Now, I rated the pro games last week. I gave it a C. We were all on Cowboy's show last week. I said it's a C. I was like, it's great for some people, but I have Outriders. Like, that's my game. I think I have now I don't want to say how many hours. I have a lot of hours in Atari Centipede, and I'm blown away. But for you, Centipede, like, did you know automatically, like, hey, I'm going to play that game? Because you for everyone who doesn't know, and you correct me if I'm wrong, Project Storm, you love the highest fidelity in all of your gaming. Like you
Oh,
are everything. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that when it comes to cloud gaming. But with Atari, you have all these other games because you name the game, you have it. You're playing it. You have everything. But here's Atari, this game that came out, what is it? 40, actually 41 years ago. Um what brought you back? Like, right? Did you play it as a kid? Did you do what
yeah.
was it that you saw that you were like, you know what, let me go invest some time into this?
It was I remember spending time in the arcades. I remember the arcade version of Centipede more so than I do the Atari version, and like it was just something about the trackball or whatever, just rolling around, putting up again the high scores. The scores are everything. It just makes you competitive when you don't even want to be competitive, right? So me, some friends, we actually would cut high school classes, right, to go to the arcade and play Centipede and so many other games, and it Galaga and all that stuff, and just try to beat each other's scores, right? That was just fun. So that's what it was for me. And to hear that that game was coming to Stadia, that we can play in the cloud, even though that would be a small file to download, you know what I mean? Like to be able to just boot that up and for it to be free with Stadia Pro, or included with Stadia Pro. That was it. It said a lot to me, and I'm not even gonna lie to you. I wasn't expecting um, Atari to take notice to the fact that we were putting up those scores and everything. And if people don't understand what I'm talking about, like I didn't know Purple had that competitive side, right? I've seen her around. I've heard you talking about
Ryzak
Google.
too. Ryzak,
Right.
Stadia Pro Gaming, all the people in this
I
chat.
I had never. I knew you had it in you because I saw how you talked to Cowboy at times or whatever in the chat, and when you got on the panel with him and stuff. But I didn't know you had that in you to want to compete like that, because I knew for you, the proof was in the playing, right? I knew that. But what we didn't know was that you go hard on your games. Now, that's what I didn't know. So, with that being said, I said, Atari is out there. And it's just naturally, it's like when you want to be the best at whatever game you're playing. You know what I'm saying? Like at least some of us think like that. Some of us flat out admit that we're not that great at certain games, and that's fine, right? I know I'm not the best at golf or whatever, but if I put the hours in, I could be. So it's just I don't know. It took me back to the time. Like first of all, the most powerful moment of my grandfather introducing me to gaming with that Atari that I used to sneak in this room and play. You get what I'm saying? So I used to sneak in the room and play that game and Kaboom and other games that he had, including ET. But we don't want to talk about that one right now. Shout out to ET, man. That was a game. Somebody worked hard to make that one. But anyway, that's how I feel about Atari and going back to Centipede and all that stuff, man. It's just magical. A lot of people are having fun with the game on Stadia. And Atari is out there. They obviously caught wind of what we were doing and retweeted it. I mean, like kind of like sent that message out to everybody, to all the stadiums and stuff. And that's
They
what is
called you the GOAT.
ultimately.
Did you catch that one? So if y'all
Oh, I
haven't
saw
been
the little
tra-
go icon.
yeah, if y'all haven't
Yeah,
been,
the emoji.
Atari has actually been tweeting a lot of the Stadia players, posting their scores, asking us for their scores. I think it's great engagement. They have
Right.
a fan like. I'm gonna respect what they're doing regardless,
Right.
And shout out
Me
to
too.
Lo-Fi. He did bring it up like about 2 weeks ago, and I totally disregarded it. But I mean, it's little things like that that make, I think, gaming very unique. It's just like acknowledging it, and then Ryzak had even asked a question about like, hey, maybe adding online multiplayer for them to like come back and engage us. I thought it was unique. Um,
Right.
but with that said, all right, now what pushes you in Centipede? Right? Are you being pushed because you have someone like Ryzak who you're neck and neck in, or is it because you have me and I have a score that you'll never touch? Like what, or is it just you internally?
I like how you put that without cracking a smile. Oh yeah, all right, there we go. All right, I was about to say, don't do
I
that,
could,
please,
I
Mama Hayes.
could,
Mama Hayes, hey, 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 I'm trying, Mama Hayes. You know what I'm saying? But listen to this, y'all. When it comes to this competition, I'm not a stranger to like. You know what? Let me go into sports, Purple, if you don't mind. Right? This is about Project Storm. I have to break it down. So I played high school basketball. I got cut on my middle school team, like Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? I think he got cut in middle school. It wasn't high school, but anyway, he got cut on the team. I got cut. I was tall, but I wasn't as athletic. Um, and so what what that did was it created this drive in me to kind of like be the best offensive player. I was never like trying to be the best defensive player, but offense. So that level of competition, it fueled me so much so that I couldn't even play the game purple. I would go on a real basketball court and I couldn't get motivated or inspired to even take the game seriously unless somebody talked trash about me, my mom, or whoever else on the court. Like I would just be like, "Are you serious?" Like, because I knew how good I was, right? And like, so that's the same way I treat these games at times. Like, I know it's not that serious in this video games or whatever, but there's people making millions of dollars in video games these days, right? So just to give you all a little bit of context and what I'm saying is just like it's okay to take this thing seriously as long as you don't lose sleep at night, as long as you're not damaging your family and stuff like that. We're gonna have some fun. So naturally, I was gonna put it out there like, hey, Stadia community or whoever, what about this right here? What score can you get on Centipede or whatever the case is? So that's always going to be me. The same thing with Madden. You know, I'm in the top 100 on Madden every year. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm out there. I'm on Madden, and I play everything. And I always consider myself I'm above
Top
average.
100 in Madden?
Top 100 every year for the last I don't even remember how many years.
How
Since
big
the
is that leader?
early PS3 days, I've been top 100 every year on Madden on whatever different platforms, Xbox, PlayStation, Stadia, PC. It don't matter. I mean, but that came with putting hours in. I played against the rapper The Game. I grew up with Sam Madison, a Hall of Fame cornerback or whatever that played for the Dolphins and the Giants. Grew up with him playing Atari 2600 on his porch. His mom was my teacher in preschool. I played Atari on her porch. You know what I mean? Me and Sam Madison. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all in Florida, y'all. So again, just going back and just like my mind goes all over the place, Purple, because I have so many thoughts and so many,
No, we
different
got it. We
visions and
got
everything when it comes to this gaming thing. So that's why I'm so passionate about the competition side, the performance of the hardware and all of this stuff, the games that's coming or not coming. That's why I'm like I am right now. But it's all out of love though. It's really out of love and appreciation and respect for what people do, the developers, the publishers, or whatever, man. You see me shouting them out. If you look for it, you can see that each and every week. I'm always trying to show love even though I might criticize or whatever, I do show love. And the same way it is with whatever community, Xbox, whatever community I venture into, I can say what I say without it being an attack. You know what I mean? Nobody really ever comes at me in a way that is kind of like I just did something to hurt their feelings intentionally. You know what I'm saying? It's always like me looking out for everybody else. So that's competition as well. I mean, I put competition in that as well. You know.
No, that's fair. And I know everybody's I see some Tekken 3 people think that did I ever fight Tekken? I'm not sure if I beat Tekken 3. I don't ever remember having an issue with Tekken. But all right, I see you, James. I see some Street Fighter top bosses. Just in case anybody who just came in, we asked earlier, who was the toughest boss you've ever fought in a video game? Toughest boss. So just want to, get that. And yes, Simpleton, I have not figured out the poll function on this. Come on, I can't even block in Mortal Kombat. You think I'm going to figure out a poll question on this app? No. Got to make fun of yourself sometimes. But thinking of Project Storm, when we talk about competition, we talk about gaming. I want to ask something else about just you. Like, what do you think you're drawn to more in gaming? Because I think some people may get confused here, right?
I like that.
Right.
I love it.
So we know you love games. Top 100 in Madden. I don't even think Jeff is
Jeff
a big
G, man. Jeff G.
Yeah,
Jeff G. We've had our Madden talks and everything. I know how he feels about the recent Maddens and him and Stadia Rev and every other people we have. We've definitely been vocal about Madden. For real.
So OG Madden players. So obviously games have brought you in, but a lot of people know you because you also talk passionately about the tech. Like you're probably the only. I didn't even know there was an 8K TV out
Yeah,
until you brought up an 8K TV, right? Like
yeah.
so.
Mhm.
So for you, is there one ahead of the other? Like, are you into gaming because you want the best tech? Because a lot of people don't realize gaming actually a lot of times is the top of the line tech when we talk about audio, visual, computation, all that coming together.
Right.
Or are you just like games? Is in the games are now on the top tech. Like which one? Like how do you reconcile this? And do you see it as something that is competing all the
Well,
time? You know,
yeah, I'll tell you. It's kind of like having a cake and the icing on the cake. That's how I feel about it. So I got the games, right? But I understand that the evolution process of gaming, just like life, you know what I mean? Gaming has to evolve. I'm sure you would agree, right? So I I I try to appreciate everything in gaming, the trash talk, the fanboyism, everything. I try to appreciate that to a certain extent because I want to soak it all in so that I can understand exactly what gaming kind of like encompasses as a whole, if you get what I'm saying. Like I want to know a little bit about everything so I could be a part of all conversations, right? So that was my initial thoughts coming into the whole the technological side of everything. And then I work in education, so I used to always tell students that, yeah, because we talk about technology and video games. And me personally, I hit them over the head with I feel like we're technology, advanced technology. And I'm not saying that from a religious side or nothing like that, right? I'm just telling like from a basic mindset, like we are advanced technology, if you ask me. You know what I mean? They kind of model robots after us. So the technology side, I was always drawn to that. So you combine the games that we play with the technology of it, like when I heard about sprites and polygons and pixels and all the geometry and all of that stuff, purple, like I always wonder if developers want to play the games that they make, like we want to play the games that they make, because they know the ins and outs, they know the coding, they know all that stuff, right? So that's what got me so passionate about the whole tech side. So now if I can afford, I try to get whatever I can afford that's the best for my passion or whatever, right? So 4K 120. Some people may think that that's overkill. Some people may think that it's unnecessary. But purple, I'm telling people all the time, like you gotta try it. It's gonna make your games look better. The 4K resolution. That means that if you're sniping or whatever you're trying to do, if you're looking out in the draw distance and stuff like that, you're gonna be able to locate things better. Everything is just gonna look more crispy to you. Like characters are gonna become more believable because of the amount of textures and everything they jam packed into these characters or cars or whatever, right? So combining all of that is the reason I am like I am, Purple. And I just want people to understand that, I don't lose the connection to the games that I play just because I love the tech so much. Like I can see them both excelling at the same time. And it makes me super hype about that. Like shout out to my buddy Main Ether. You seen Main Ether around. He
same
subscribed. I
thing.
know, that's my boy real life. I know him, Project Kill. Like these guys, I know a lot of people who game. And we have conversations about this stuff. Like what makes grown-ups play these games, Purple Haze? What keeps us past 20 years old into gaming with careers, some of us with families and all that stuff, right? Kids and all that. What keeps us connected to gaming? And it's things like this, like it's the whole pie, so to speak, for me. You know what I mean? And it's all types of gaming, cloud, PC, console, whatever the case is. I love it all. But when it comes to that tech, though, I know there's millions of us out there, Purple, and there's some people who don't care, and I don't have a problem with them. But for me, it's kind of like, man, one day somebody might stumble across a 4K 120 hertz display or a 4K 144 or whatever the case is, right? And then they'll say, wow, my game looks better, it feels better. So now I'm playing a little bit better. Now it's not going to make us a pro, right? But it will allow you to feel the game as it was intended to be felt or played. That's all.
No, that's
It's that
fair.
simple.
And shout out to David P and Hutch.
Shout out.
And Ron. I didn't see you up there. Ron and I were playing Outriders the other day, and I already know Geek. We gotta play. Geek and David Wilson, both of them winners of the first Purple Haze giveaway of Outriders. So we definitely have to play. Um, so, so when we talk about tech, all right, now we're gonna get into your Stadia. What brought you to Stadia,
Let's do it.
right? You know, and this is kind of, some people would say it's kind of a controversial story, right?
Yeah,
Like your
yeah,
Stadia journey, a lot of people would be like, is he a Stadia person? Is he not a Stadia person? You know, so I want to let you say what brought you to Stadia. You know, you can also talk about what some of the issues you've had with Stadia, because you've been here for since the beginning.
yeah.
And so, and I want to give you that chance to say that, because I know there's rumors out in the community
Yep.
sometimes like, yo, Project Storm and this person
No,
don't get
it's not just
along.
rumors.
Don't.
Some people hit me up blatantly. Shout out Amanor. He's one of them recently. But I know Amanor. Amanor to me is the bro. You know what I mean? So I'll get into that. But allow me to jump all over the place, you all, because y'all know how I feel about Stadia. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Stadia was an integral part of me, of Project Storm on YouTube, making any kind of real content. You know what I'm saying? Like the community. So I'm gonna get into how it came, how what drew my attention to Stadia and all of that stuff up until the community and all that, and then my thoughts kind of changing for a little bit, and me still appreciating the platform. So I'm gonna get into all that, right? And I won't do it in any particular order because it's gonna be hard, right? So here, so I I came across Stadia. Um, I think I might have been watching something on Assassin's Creed, like Project Stream, and I saw that, and I was like, okay, I had already tried On Live, I had already tried XCloud, I had already tried GeForce Now, I had already tried Shadow PC for a year. You know what I mean? So Purple, I was Luna. As soon as I could try that, I was on Luna, and so PS Now. So I was already trying everything in cloud that I could get my hands on. But when it came to Stadia, the first thing that hit me was this is backed by Google. Google is the company that, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows Google. My son knew Google when he was born. And it's kind of like, wow, if they can back something, it has to be big, right? So I started doing research instantly. Started doing research. Like, what is this Stadia? What's up with Project Stream? What is Digital Foundry saying about it now? Like, what is it? What are these developers really saying about Stadia? So I mean, hours and hours. I was losing sleep, Purple, like looking up Stadia, like, yo, I got to get this day one. I don't care. I'm out there. I'm doing it day one. I signed up for my Founders Edition. I paid for it. And Ace, shout out to Ace, man, and Sunny. At the time, they were doing their thing, y'all. Ace and Sunny was a combo. Go back and check out some of that old. You got some GOAT content out there, in case anybody don't know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean? So and then so as I'm searching for Stadia, I come across um Sonny Ace, um Stadia Cast, Bill and Lloyd, Megatron X, MM2K, Chase, 6-4, and I'm just naming people in no particular order, y'all. This is who I was checking out. Sounds of Stadia, Clive Illington. There were so many people, so many stadiums that y'all, Stadia Revolution. Yeah, so many people that y'all know, and of course, some of them had different names. Some of them might have changed their names. Like there was so many people, Brian Club Stadia, that y'all might not even know about today, but I won't let them fade. You know what I'm saying? I will never let them fade because I shared panels with them, platforms with them, game experiences, sessions, all this stuff, Purple Haze tournaments and stuff. I won a PUBG tournament, Sounds of Stadia hosted that. Me, MM2K, Eddie Player One, 6-4. You know what I'm saying? We won that PUBG tournament. And they didn't even know how to play, so I kind of led them to that win. But I did it in a way that was kind of like, yo, I want them to have fun and experience this. And we brought that tournament home. So this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about from back in the day. Duncan was out there, man. Rock. Like so many people. And as you can't really put them in order now. I just know the OGs to me was Sonny, Ace, Wingy, so many different people that was out there making content, y'all. There's been a lot of creators and there still are, but we got to pay respects to the ones that came before us, because without them, really, who would be looking for Stadia? So to all the stadiums, because I know a lot of you all, you play Stadia, and we'll touch on everything, but this is how it happened, Purple Haze. And then I get into the fact, well, I've always come in playing everything. So I don't know. I don't really see how how anyone could really say, Storm, you ain't a real Stadium, or Storm, you're not for Stadia, whatever the case is. It's just different mindsets. I try different things. I play everywhere. My channel was founded on being an eclectic gamer. I'm all over the place. And that's how I wanted it. One of my subscribers came to in the comment section or whatever and said, yo, as long as you never change and keep playing everything, I'll keep coming back. One subscriber. Now, of course, I got over 1,000 now. Shout out to MM2K and everybody else that made this happen, whose platform I was able to get up on, who gave me a voice. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all of them. So it goes deeper than that. And people, so if in case anybody is wondering, Purple Storm, if you go to GeForce Now, why you come back to Stadia? Oh, Storm, if you're going to speak about GeForce Now or PlayStation Premium or xCloud or whatever, if anybody's thinking like that. I know the majority of them are not, because they know me from being around me and listening to my content, listen to what I had to say, right? But for anybody that's really wondering like where my mindset is, I was already saying MM2K, he'll tell you, Rev will tell you, like they will tell you. Like I was confused for a while, what direction. I was so passionate about Stadia. I used to keep these dudes up at night on Purple. I had MM's number, still got it. I would call him up. Hey, man, look, man, we need to talk. We will have a conversation, Purple. Sometimes it would get heated. Sometimes we will laugh until
No,
we
not
couldn't.
you and MM2K.
Hey,
Heated?
listen, we will
Come.
laugh until we couldn't laugh anymore and all that. And that's why he's my bro. And so GeForce Now came out, Purple Haze, y'all, and chat, and they hit me with the power. I was like, oh, no, they didn't, but I predicted it was going to happen. I kept saying on our shows, me and MM behind the scenes and on air, hey, man, I hope Stadia don't let GeForce Now beat them to the tech punch, because that's going to be big for me. And that's all it is, y'all. And so not getting into all that Stadia upgrade stuff and all that, but one day Stadia will make that move, and I will be here to say, wow, they did it. So that's why I don't really just trash anything. I might talk, I critique stuff. Sometimes I have fun and we go over the top or whatever. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to playing these games and realizing that somebody's out here trying to offer us experiences that we may not have had, and or may not ever see if we don't appreciate what we have. You know what I'm saying? Like if we don't appreciate Stadia and then Stadia disappears, how are we gonna feel? Or xCloud, if we don't appreciate what xCloud is doing, or PlayStation Now or whatever. So I don't know, Purple. But I'm glad you gave me an opportunity to touch on this. I kind of touched on it with Cowboy on some of his shows. And I got DMs and stuff. Like I can prove this. I got comments and everything. You know what I mean? People really do hit me up and they want to know what's going on. And there's some stadiums in here. Stadiums are wild. They're wild.
All the same. And
Hey, hey, for a new platform, and that's the love. That's where the love comes from, because there's more love than uncertainty for me. You know what I'm saying? Like you might hear me say something that I honestly feel is the truth about it, but at the end of the day, I I still have games on Stadia. I spent big money on Stadia, and I can still play over there. I have a lot of 4K videos, and
you,
that's the Purple. Really, the reason I went 4K is because I knew that a lot of people were not going 4K, and I knew it would kind of pay off in the long run. Like I was never trying to get Google's attention or whatever. Like I never even asked for subscribers and likes and all that stuff. MM used to be like, "Yo, man, Storm, you gotta do this, take it to the next level, man. Like let people know, like, yo, subscribe, whatever. Like build your, get your audience and all this stuff." And I'm like, for me, man, it's about playing these games first, though. So there was so much going on, but Google, Stadia recognized the fact that I was doing something, because here I am. I had my subscriptions hidden like I do now. That's going to be changing soon because they changed the policy or whatever. But so the thing is, though, I wanted people to, because I felt like if I put my videos at 4K 60 or whatever, that people might stumble across it, because now you have a lot of people buying 4K TVs, Purple, right? It makes sense. And that's why I went 8K content, because I feel like some people one day will be like, people are starting to buy 8K TVs right now. And these companies are going to be pushing 8K, right? Now, I'm not saying everybody needs to drop their 1080p and drop your, your big display with the rabbit ears and stuff. You don't have to do that yet if you don't want to. Your plasma, if you want to keep that, keep it. But what I'm saying is, I just wanted to make content for people who care about that type of stuff. So if I have 8K videos and whatever, maybe somebody will stumble across that, like, yo, this dude makes everything. So that's the reason I do what I do. But when it comes to Stadia Purple, like I'm embedded. It's in my DNA. I got too many hours in to just turn my back and say forget it. So I just wanted to say that without going too Stadia heavy,
No problem. And as y'all know, this is not Stadia may be a central point, but this is a place for all gamers. And I want to give a special shout out to Ellis. He's an Xbox.
Oh, yeah.
I met Ellis a couple of months ago, and I love running into him in chat. Dre, y'all don't know this, but
Wow.
Dre is doing amazing stuff, signing soccer players, doing sports agent stuff, like Jerry Maguire, but for soccer.
Wow.
He's like in Europe. Y'all know that they take it really serious over there. They call it football, whatever.
Yeah.
It's serious. Holtz can
And
tell you
look, I
about
can
it.
say that I played PUBG with Dre. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm talking about. Like,
Yeah.
there's so many things people won't know, and that's why if anybody's thinking about doing what me and Purple are doing, being up here voicing our opinion on a panel, having a show, starting a podcast, whatever the case is, right? Like, do it. That's all I'm saying, Purple. My message to the people is just do that, y'all. Like, get your voice out here. For one, it's easier to do this than to type. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, Jack is a great writer. Jack don't mind writing. That's what he does. That's the homie. You know what I mean? But Jack might feel more comfortable writing. But I'm saying, y'all, get out here, put your voices out here, join in the conversations that we have. Hit Purple Haze up, y'all. Like, if you're thinking about being one of the next people on the show, you're in the game and you're passionate, do that. I mean, why? First of all, who wouldn't want to be on Shades of Purple? I got episode 15 in the books, and it's not even over yet. You see what I'm saying? So I'm there. I'm in the family, y'all. And shout out to everybody else that
Thank
came
you.
before me.
Thank you for coming. And I got to give a shout out to Al Davis Music. Hello, I see you. Thank you for coming by. And I want to mention this from Jack and Holtz. I will get you the headphone. I don't even know what these headphones are called, but I'll get you that name here pretty soon. But he said, I don't think anyone minds when a creator moves on to cover new topics. Just don't salt the earth back in the previous community so nothing else can grow. Project Storm has always been classic. And I want to echo that so much because I think, like, you've always kept it. You say this almost every single time we've been on a panel together, Storm. You just keep it real. And there's no reason for it. And I think it's okay to run to something else. I mean, gamers, we're always going to do that. It's okay if the platform doesn't have everything for you. But I cannot stress this enough that don't ruin it for other people, because sometimes this is all they have, right. and now what are they going to feel like, right? And I think that there's always like those aspirational goals. Like for me, when you say AKTV, I already know Mama Hayes is going to hit me up about the AKTV. Like, so. Mom, don't do this. Don't do this. Don't do this.
I hope so. Everything's gonna look good. All your shows, everything you watch on it, it's gonna upscale everything to 8K or near 8K quality.
Yeah, oh my gosh. You already know she's got me like, I think my phone's about to start ringing here right now. What's this? But definitely I always appreciate that. And Lo-Fi mentioned this. He always appreciates your Sekiro. I always mispronounce words. Sekiro. I don't want to. I know
Sekiro. Some people call it Sekiro. I say Sekiro. Sekiro. I don't know. Y'all say what you want.
And I love.
But don't say Sakura. Wait, don't say Sakura like somebody else I know.
We're not gonna mention. We're not gonna mention. And your mama knows, aka Cowboy, aka No Limits Gamer, aka I don't have a title, but I have a title gamer. We're not going to mention him right now. He's at the movies with his wife. We wish him well right now. He will be in the comments later for sure. But for any of y'all, if y'all want to see what we're talking about with Project Storm, I put a link down below where he's actually fighting one of the toughest bosses, in my opinion. It's been voted one of the toughest bosses in gaming, actually, Guardian Ape. It's down there. It's an epic battle, right? Like, it is about a 30-minute battle between you and this ape. And what I really enjoyed at that time was you talk about what you're doing the whole time, which is really hard for streaming, for people who play streams on video games. When you get honed in, a lot of times you forget that you're streaming, you forget that there's a chat, but you're bringing us along the entire way. You're telling us what you're thinking, which I think is that's kind of next level what you're doing there. And I bring that up. I bring up what you're doing because you're not only bringing the crowd along with your gaming, but one thing I really love about everybody who's been on the show is that they're bringing on that next generation. And on your channel recently, that I've been watching, you've been playing Take Two, right? Or not
Yeah,
Take
it
Two.
takes two with my son. Yep.
Take Two with your son, bringing him along, and I love how you're letting him kind of lead you along the way. You like kind of
Right.
put him in line when he kind of gets a little sassy with you,
Yep.
but because he definitely loves to
He
do.
drives me crazy, man. He's a 10-year.
You
That's
don't
what
want to see
10-year-olds
like
do.
Project Storm go from like playful dad to dad. It's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yo, listen. So I'm in discipline, right? That's what I do. So I can't wait to this dude in 2 years he'll be at my middle school, right? You know what I'm saying, Purple? Can you imagine? Like I can't wait to get him back. I can't wait to see him grow, of course, and all the things that dads want to see. But we have fun. Like sometimes we're brothers, and I let him experience that. So it's just more than just dad who tells me everything, tells me what to do, tells me when to go to bed, whatever. So I let him get a little bit of leeway, a little bit of freedom that I didn't have and stuff while keeping him grounded and balanced as best I can. So that's my dude right there. Shout out to him. He might be listening right now. So, but like all of that stuff is fun. And going back to the Guardian Ape, and that was the second encounter, and this time he had his girl with him or whatever, right? So my friends had already told me what to expect, but I don't go to YouTube looking for tips and pointers and all that stuff. And I know some of you do out there in the chat. Some of you go and find those. You don't want to waste your time, and I don't blame you. I've done that before too. But on second row, it's just like I want the challenge to be there because I beat Bloodborne. That was my first Souls like game beating ever. And I haven't completed a Dark Souls game yet. I tried Demon Souls back on 360. And so all these tough games to me, they give me a sense of accomplishment that barely any other game can give me. Like PUBG is at the upper echelon. Like PUBG is the most rewarding game I've ever played.
It
Then
is.
I'm gonna go PUBG, Destiny 2, and
You
then
gotta
then
explain this
one of
to
the
me.
Souls games.
You got and
PUBG,
you
I will
gotta.
get into it. I will get into it in a second. Shout out to Lo-Fi, and I'm gonna tell you why. Lo-Fi, since you brought him up before you gave me the microphone, right? Lo-Fi actually created a street. Listen, playing City Skylines, Purple actually created a street named Project Storm. Was it Project Storm Way? Project Storm Avenue, something like that. Lo-Fi, help me out, man. Created a street for a brother. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm talking about when I go back and I look in the chat and I see who's out there. Project Kill, PUBG all day. That's my bro in real life. You know what I'm saying? Um, Windstar, just looking at Ellis out there. People don't want to say his name, but I'll say his name on my channel. I'm not going to say it on yours. But anyway, Ellis is out there. You know what I'm saying? We're starting to
Ellis
connect
Murder
in
Man
ways that,
Foster.
yeah, exactly. Murder Man. You know what I mean? So some cowboy won't say murder man. You know what? That's a different type of dude, but that's my bro. I respect
That's a
cowboy.
different type of dude.
He's confused at times, like like I was or whatever. But he takes it to another limit. Oh man, he takes it to another limit. But that's cool though, y'all. This is what it's about. Windstar, who said, I remember Windstar popping up in the chat. I thought he was like the most shy dude, right? And then I'm gonna get back on the topic. But Windstar came in, show love. Geek the Sneak will come by, show love. Chariot Man Gaming will come by, show love. All these people in here. Holtz has popped by. I've supported Holtz. Like, this is what it's all about, Purple. Hanging out, doing this thing together, learning more as much as we can about each other. Now I've met Simpleton and everybody else. Deadpool Gamers in the chat. So going back to the Guardian Ape though, I talk like that, and see that's why I hid my subscriptions. For anybody who didn't know, I hid my subscribers because I knew that people might, if I had to, and I'm not trying to deter anybody because I'm sure some people out there are like, man, dang, if I only had 900, I would love to get 600 subscribers, 300 subscribers, right? But I was never really on the subscriber chase. I was just trying to offer people quality content that matched up with what because we know some of the big YouTubers out there. Shout out to them, and we love them. But some of us are just as good, if not better, than the big YouTubers. Purple. So that boss fight kind of took me. That's just one glimpse of what I'm trying to, the vision I'm trying to show y'all when it comes to our abilities as gamers. Like, put it out there, let people see it, even if you go no commentary. Put it out there so that it's out there, and then that way your nieces and your kids or whoever can watch. You know what I mean? Your pets, your grandparents, whatever, right? They can watch you do a certain thing at any given time. I think that's why I stream on YouTube in the first place. Purple is like I can leave it out there in the ethos. People can stumble across it through search or whatever, social media. There's so many different avenues of people for people to find my videos. So I leave them out there, right? But that boss fight, man, it was dope. And when you came through, I did it for the chat. That was the whole theme. I did it for the
You
chat.
did it for the chat.
You stayed, you was there the whole time, impressed, showing love, not being a hater like on Centipede. But we'll get into that though again. Not
Hater.
being a
Oh.
hater, cause see, all right. So what I mean, all right. So you drop the super chat. You and Geek the Sneak. I always remember. I can't wait for you to hit 1,000 so I could triple your super chat, y'all.
Wow.
That stuff, and I know that it goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? Again, I don't ask for super chats. I don't. You will rarely ever find me out there asking for super chats because for one, it's about the gaming. It's about you. It's an opportunity for me to show off too a little bit. Like, yo, I could get a chicken dinner. So now I'm gonna go over to PUBG. PUBG, you can't put anything else in the same bracket as PUBG. You can't put Call of Duty, Warzone. You can't put um and you said that you making these faces, but I'm dead serious. Like you can't put Fortnite. I'm
The
stay
people
with
know how
me.
I feel about PUBG.
Stay with me because I'm not gonna laugh when I'm saying this. I'm not gonna laugh,
Okay.
y'all. You know I'm dead serious. PUBG is a straight grown gamers type of game. No skins and well, you got skins in Fortnite now because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, so to speak. But that's one of the best games as far as excitement and thrills and just laughter, the sheer laughter you had, headache, confusion, fear. All these things are wrapped up into a game of PUBG. And when you get a chicken dinner, like how many people in the chat has if you've ever gotten a chicken dinner, put a chicken leg up there, do something, put me, yes, I got a dinner, I got 100, whatever. Let people know because there's people out there, Purple Haze, like you, who's never gotten a chicken dinner.
I have gotten one.
Oh, you gotten a chicken dinner by yourself or solo? I'm
No,
talking
no,
about a
no,
solo.
no, no, not solo, not solo,
I'm talking about a
not
solo.
solo, no, not
Yeah, I'm
solo.
talking getting the dinner by yourself. That's the best dinner to get. Now, squads and duos, that's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like that, that's cool. But when you get out there by yourself and you bring a dinner home, look, Geek the Sneak got dinners. Windstar got the dinners. So when you get out there and you can bring home a PUBG dinner, winner chicken dinner, that's the best feeling in the world. It was almost equivalent. Some people's gonna say, Storm, that's crazy. It was almost equivalent to my son being born the first time I got a dinner. I was so excited. You know what I mean? Now, finding out that I was having a boy, I did the Michael Jackson in the office. I literally, my wife was like mad. She was hating. She wanted a girl, right? I'm like, yeah, I got my son. Did the Michael Jackson. Because, see, I wanted a son first. Then, daughter would be cool and all that stuff. But some dads are like that. You know how it is, dads. You just, you want that boy so you can like slap him around like, yeah, boy, when I was your age. You know what I'm saying? But I do appreciate the girls, Purple. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. You know what I'm trying to say. So, but that's what it was. It felt like that getting that first
Nah, what are
dinner.
you talking? I don't want a girl. You know how much girls cost?
Hey, see, there you go. You're keeping it real. So I'm
There
telling
can
you
only
right
be
now,
one queen here. I can't have that.
I like it. That's why I'm on the show right now because you're keeping it real and I'm proud of you. But we got to go to Centipede because we got 5 minutes left, y'all.
All right.
Now, y'all know we couldn't do 45 minutes. Now, that's something we couldn't do. So I want to go into the Centipede again because Purple came out there. Did you start it first or did I start it?
No, let's see what I can't remember. I just know that I saw you playing. Because I came on your channel because everybody was
Right.
talking about it. Because initially I was not into this game, and then I saw you play, and I was like, I can do that.
Okay. Like that's easy, right? One left thumbstick, you know what I mean? An A button. I can do that. I mean, so I'm glad you did because it just created it took it to a whole nother level when everybody started getting in, Geek, Ron Slusher, everybody, man. When I start, so, but when you came out, and I said what I said, and I tried to be nice about it, like, shout out to my cloud sister. I referred to you as my cloud sister or
You
whatever,
did. You did.
out of respect and appreciation and everything. And I wasn't expecting you to come back the way you did.
I tried. I forgot to put the smiley
And
face.
then put the hashtag and all that stuff about how great you are as a female gamer and a woman gamer and all this stuff. I was like, what? So you took it to the next level. And I wasn't expecting that, Purple. So now I got to watch you. I know your true personality. It is what it is.
Oh, no, no, no. So no. So what initially happened is you dropped your score, and then I dropped my score because it was the three life one. I forget what we call
Right.
it. The
Classic
classic
recharge or whatever.
the classic
Yeah.
recharge, right? So you put up your one. I think it was you broke 110 or something. You broke something. You went the
Yeah.
triple digit. You were like the first one to break it, and you did it. And so then that day, I think I went into the triple. I got like 130 or something like that.
Yeah. Now that was in a different mode though, right? That wasn't the one with multiple lives. This was
No, that was
classic.
initially the initial one. You did that, and so then that's when I
Oh,
dropped it. I dropped it like that. So then you came back, and it was kind of joking. So then you came back like, oh, when my cloud sister goes for my neck, right? And so, but then by that time we had started playing the recharge one, the one life one, right? Because
right.
that's everybody started playing. Oh no, it's the one life.
Yeah.
So I went back to the one life one, and that's where I started seeing like, okay, this is a different type of game. It's different when you only have one life.
Right.
Like,
Right.
And so that's when I dropped that other one. I came out and dropped that. And to no joke, y'all, like we may have a high score, but there's someone else in the STADIA community who actually has one of the top 10 scores in the world right now. Like so no joke, the number one person right now has an incredibly high score in that game. But so that's when I did that. I forgot to put the smiley face. It's like, and then I asked someone like, should I like erase it? But by that time, like some people had already liked it. So I was like, let me leave it there.
Word. Okay. Yeah. All right. Got it. Shout out to Simpleton. Simpleton just said, we all know Purple likes to talk. You know what I mean? She was doing it, playing Lumo, and Karma knocked her down. So I was in the Tomb Raider streams. Like I said, I used to lurk in those. You know what I'm saying? I still do. And Lara. What do you call her?
Lori.
Lori. No. Yeah, Laura.
Basic chick.
Yeah, whatever. But anyway, so I was in those streams and everything, but I never thought you would put it out there like that. Like, you got me by the neck and stuff. And I'm like, are you serious right now? But look, it's all love, Purple. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's great. It's great being on here, chopping it up with you and everybody else when I get an opportunity. So that's all I'm gonna say. Now I'm not gonna wrap up your show, but I just wanted to put it out there and let people know, like, again, y'all, for the last time, like, if you want to get on here, you want to talk game and share your experience, y'all, you know what to do. Hit Purple Haze up. Let her know. Don't let her come finding us. You know what I mean? Don't have her have to come in and lurk in our chat.
There's a strategy. There's a strategy to where I bring people
I already
on.
know, but you don't have to worry about doing that. I think you're Purple. So, I mean, it is what it is. People know what's up. But I just want to say I appreciate everybody coming to hang out with us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm having PC problems. I need to figure out what's going on with my Windows 10, Windows 11. Because, if I can't stream, I can't survive. You know what I'm saying? So I got to figure that out, y'all. But, hey, that's all I had, Purple, for the night.
Thank you. No, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you for the chat. Also, I see y'all having amazing conversations out there. Don't worry, I'm looking, but by the time I get to you, y'all are already on to the next thing. But I just want to say, Project, it's all respect. As far as like I said, I meant to put a smiley face, and I was like, oh man, he's got.
Who cares about that? Are you serious? Like, I came.
But then Ryzak came in. Ryzak came in over the top. What do they call it? The top rope? And I was like,
But I mean, you got to understand who my partner in crime is. MM2K, man. Like, don't you got to know the shenanigans that goes on behind the scenes. One day I always joke around like we got to release the lost tapes, like the DMs and the chat and the recordings and stuff like that. Like, y'all just have no idea the level that we take it to. But Well, go
Got
ahead. Go ahead.
one last question, because I do want to ask you this question, and we'll shut down.
Overtime.
So,
I
but
love it, y'all. Overtime for
one
Project
last
Storm. Let's get it.
question, and I asked Ray a similar question, but I have one question, because I know you all have a unique relationship.
Yeah, that's you talking about MM?
Yeah.
That's my dog.
Describe MM2K.
That's my dog.
Let us know who is MM2K to you.
I gotta say this right here, and he might be lurking, you know what I'm saying? But I tell you this. That dude right there is one that he really, really cares about. I'm just gonna say it, about his craft, about the brand, but he ultimately he wants to put people before him. And this is a true story. You can ask him, right? Behind the scenes, not on air, MM is talking to me, Snow Bunny, Rev, and all of us, right, about how we can grow, what we can do to go to the next level. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, MM, why don't you focus on MM2K? Now, this is just one. This is all I got to say right here, Purple. Why don't you focus on MM2K channel, because that is almost close to 1,000 subs, bro. Like, what are you worried about me for? I'm down in the 300s at the time. You know what I'm saying, Purple? I'm in the 300 club subscriber base. He's like, no, bro. No, you don't get it, man. Like, it's about bringing y'all up. It's about, letting y'all shine or whatever. Like, and that's why Stadia Doses News is the way it is with squids on it. You know what I'm saying? And all that stuff. Like,
Shout
he was
out
trying
to
to pitch it.
Squids, by the way,
Yo,
morning show. If y'all are not watching the
exactly.
morning show, that is a great
Man,
time to wake up.
I know I was in there. I'm still in there at times. You know what I'm saying? So stop by, give Squid some love, y'all.
And
Some love.
Lo-Fi Monk has one in the beginning
Lo-Fi
of the
Monk
week.
as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
shout out to Lo-Fi Monk.
It's not a problem. That's what we do, y'all. And Lo-Fi knows I pop up. You know what I'm saying? I pop up in the chat. There's so many of us doing this though, Purple. But that's MM in a nutshell, man. That dude right there. He might sound like like we used to joke around like he's the swindler and all that stuff and all this stuff, man. But that dude, I'm telling you, link up with him. You'll see what I'm talking about. The way we met is that I named a lot of people. The community at the time was like, it was like a highlight. Everybody was in DMs. I mean, like, oh man, I gotta tell it, y'all. People were in DMs, and everybody was invited. If you love Stadia, if you were about something new about cloud gaming, jumping on the scene and all this stuff, if you were ready to be in that discussion, you had an invitation, right? So I was in there with all these guys as a person that was just throwing videos on YouTube. So MM, one day he's like, yo, you know what, Storm, yo, if you want to come on the show, I don't even remember which one it was, but he put me on that level. And from there, I couldn't turn back because I always appreciated what he was saying and how he said it. And that's just how MMA, we don't disagree. I mean, we don't agree on everything. We have our disagreements, believe me, especially when it comes to something like Stadia, right? And that's not a bad thing. It's just that my thoughts are not always in line with his, and and that's it right there. But he don't have a problem with what I'm doing. I don't have a problem with what he does or whatever. And that's where we're leaving it. Now, sometimes we go at each other's neck. We go at each other's neck. You get what I'm saying? Behind the scenes. So that's exclusive right here on Shades of Purple, y'all. I'm telling you. But it's all out of love. It's like family. You know what I'm saying? You love your family, but you argue with them, right?
No.
And I never met this dude in real life, but I'm telling you, we talked behind the scenes, we talked on the phone and all that stuff, man. I know some things that y'all don't know about MM2K. All right. But I can't put it out there. That's that man's business. But everybody else, though, man, that's the thing, Purple. It's like he wants to see a community shine. Made several efforts to do that. But that's my dog, Moss, man.
No, well, thank you. Once again, thank you. MM2K is going to come on this show eventually as well. But for today, I could not ask for a better guest today. Thank you so much. Thank you to the chat. What? I just love having this space.
To hear that you wasn't really you didn't think you were going to be able to pull it off. We could have pushed it back, but I'm glad I got it done because I got some things coming up myself. So I think it was a good time to do it.
So segue, right? In this last thing, and then we're going to shut this one down.
Double bonus time with Project Storm. I love it. Hey, look, let me say something to the chat. Right? I'm not even talking to you right now, chat. Y'all know how me and MM used to take 45 minutes to get into the show on SML or SSC. You know how we do. It takes 45 minutes, Purple, for us to warm up, and you talking about 45 minutes to an hour. I almost hit you up in the DM like, Purple, you know we're gonna need an hour and a half at least for the people now. Come
You
on.
want an hour and a half?
I don't want. Hey, look, I don't want to see nobody else go longer than this right here, y'all. Everybody else wraps up right at the hour mark. You know what
Oh
I'm
my
saying?
god.
I want the longest show. Shades of
Oh
Purple.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. No, I was gonna just ask, so what are you playing
Dead
and what do
serious.
you
You
think?
know how we wrap. You know we don't get into the news, and we didn't get
No,
into the news.
MN2K, I have a joke. I have a game. Y'all can play this anytime you want. You might get sick though. Take a shot every single time that MM2K says, "Hey, we're gonna go to the chat," but he doesn't go to the chat.
Oh
That
yeah.
do
I used to
that.
get on him. I used to be the chat guy. I used to be the
Dude,
chat guy.
don't
Yo,
do
I do.
that.
Hey, Purple, do it for the chat is not new. I used to be like, yo, chat. MM used to be like, man, Storm, what you in the chat for, man? I'm doing my thing. Yo, I'm going to the chat right now because the chat is here. You know what I mean? That's real. That's real
Take a
talk. And I
shot
would go down
every
to, he was
single
like,
time.
Storm, go ahead, man. Pay the bills. Go hit the chat up, whatever. What? And I would go right down the chat and call out everybody that was in that chat. Surely did.
It's a funny, MM2K, we love you so much, but sometimes, I'll say something like 15 minutes into the stream, he'll get it to it like 2.5 hours later. It's taken out of context. We're no longer talking about it.
That's
And I'm
my
like,
dog.
oh my God. So
And that's
now,
because he's doing 100 things at one time. Most of the time, he's doing 100 things behind the scenes. Y'all don't understand. I don't know how he does it. I say it all the time. But again, that's my bro, man. One day, you never know. We might be kicking off something in the future. Um,
so that's why
I
I
do.
wanted to get you give us some hints because
I
you've
can't
been
give
teasing
I can't do
this.
all that because right now I got to get my mind right on what type of gamer I am and what percentage I'm trying to dedicate to each platform or service. And so that's on me, right? So I'm free right now. I'm free because I can do what Project Storm does. Like I told MM, I told him this is another exclusive. I told MM I don't want to be on the microphone, bro. I don't want to do all this podcast stuff, man. I want to play the game. I want to be like these YouTubers out here that get mad views and you don't even know what they sound like. You definitely don't know what they look like. But the reason I don't go on cam is because I work in education. I have students who, if they find me, because they're always looking for my channel, if they find me, they're going to be like, Mister, and they're going to call me by my real name and everything. They're going to talk about, remember that time you suspended me? Remember that time when I came in, I was fighting and all that stuff? And you're going to know all their business. I'm telling you. So
No,
that's
that's
why
real. That's
that's
real.
why I
That's
don't go
why
on
you
cam.
don't have
And my
Project
coworkers.
Storm.
So Purple, imagine this, right? You just talked about your boss. What up, Jim? Is it Jim?
It's Jim.
Jim, what up, Jim?
He thinks
She is.
he
Hey
thinks he's
Jim,
my
but you gotta
boss.
but Jim, you gotta take it easy because see, all of us have taken off for a certain game release. We've all done it for a big time game release as a gamer. If you haven't done that yet, what are you doing? So imagine me taking off to play Destin, the new PUBG map, right? And say I was at work. I don't want all my people at work knowing that I took off to play this game. You know what I'm saying? So come on, Purple. I don't want everybody
No.
knowing all that. One day I told people when I hit 10,000 subscribers, then I'll go on cam.
Okay, let's get him. 10K. Y'all heard it
Nah,
here.
don't,
10K.
don't get me to anywhere. You don't have to subscribe. All you gotta do is come
We
by,
can
check
do that.
check out a video that you might like, and that's good enough for me.
No. Well, so you can't. What do you teach? Can you say that?
No, it's discipline. Discipline. So
What you
basically,
like? Are you like
hey,
an
hey,
old school?
listen.
Like you
I'm
whoop kids
suspending
when
kids.
they're bad?
Look, suspending kids, having conferences and everything, mentoring as well, a little bit of counseling here and there. I do that kind of stuff, and I've been doing it for over 22 years. This will be going into my 23rd year in
Wow.
education. A lot of people may not know that, right? Because of how I talk. But then
No,
again, you
you
might.
sound like a
But
disciplined
you
person. That's why I'm like,
exactly,
yo, I don't want
and
to go to
so
Mr.
that's what I was
Project.
gonna say. My brother Holtz is in education too, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I mean? Or he's been there, you know. So if I'm not mistaken, when I was on CGX, shout out to CGX and everything. But so he knows kind of like what I'm talking about. It's just that I just and then parents, can you imagine me and MM2K? Imagine this for a minute, chat. We're on SML podcast or we're doing an after show. All of a sudden, one of my students and their grandmama's in there listening to me and MM2K. Can you imagine that for a minute? Just think real quick, because my buddy Project Kill, was just in the chat. He just said it tonight. I said, yo, I'm going on with Purple, man. You better come through. You know what I'm saying? Like, he just said, yo, yeah, man, Purple on camera, though. You know what I'm saying? She's on camera. You ain't on camera. You know what I mean? And everybody, MM, and you and MM don't want to go on camera and stuff. Rev on camera. But, you know, everybody else. So I get it all the time, y'all. But some people, some content creators, there's a lot of them that you don't have to go on camera, y'all. Just put your craft out there, put your skills out there, put your passion out there, put your voice out there if you want to, and just do it. You know what I mean? Just do it. Now I'm monetized. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might as well take advantage of it, Purple. Like I said, I wouldn't. At one point, I said, I don't even care about monetization. I'm in this thing for the love, and that's true. That's why I don't push my platform. I'm not on social media like that, other than Twitter, just letting people know, hey, here's another video. But I'm not linked to Facebook and Reddit and all that stuff, Purple. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not really trying to grow, but I'm doing this for the love first. That's all I'll say.
No, that's real. No,
I want to grow. I don't mind the growth, but I'm not really putting the effort into it. So
oh no, we're gonna get this to 10K. Like, I don't know,
no,
like,
no,
you know, you said it. You said it. We have it. We have the evidence. We have the receipts. So we got them. We got them.
Well, that's, if it happens, it happens. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, it happens.
You're like, hey, but anyway,
you're like, switching tracks. You know what I'm saying? When I do kick off my show, I know you're going to be a guest, so I'm not worrying about that. I got some questions lined up.
Oh my! Oh no! We can't do that. if you do a show and ask me questions, I might get banned.
I tell you what, now you won't get banned. You're good. You're professional. You know what to do. But you know what, though? Where does your knowledge come from? Let me ask you this question before we wrap up. Where does your knowledge come from? I'm serious. Like, you know a lot about Google. I thought you were an insider at first. You, Grace Yang. I knew she was, you know, actually worked with Stadia, for Stadia and all that stuff, right? But I put you up there with them as other people too. And dang, who was it? They used to, some people would come in, Marcus G. Knight, other people, right? And I'm like, yo, Jack. I used to think Jack was an insider at first, man. Jack Deslip or Jack the Slip.
Define
right?
insider.
I thought Jack was an insider. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. This is exclusive as well. There's certain people that I thought were insiders. Clive at one point, because you all have this knowledge about cloud gaming and gaming itself. You know what I mean? Not just inside of Stadia, but outside of Stadia as well. So I thought, so who do you really? Who are you? Who are you? Oh, that's what I want to know. Who are you? So
I'll tell you. I'll just rehash everything.
I know the military background. I know you said you were deployed and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. So no, I think that's a great question.
You don't have to say. You don't have to put all your government out there. So I'm just saying,
no, but people know. What if you go look at my Twitter profile or you look at anything? I always talk about the intersection of business and gaming. So that's, if you notice, when I talk, I always talk about business. And look at this. We went overtime, and y'all are going to find out a little bit more about. So I always talk about that intersection. So what I will say is that when it comes to that intersection, all of gaming, right? And I talk about all of gaming. That's why I bring in mobile. I bring in cloud. It is kind of my job to know what is what. And I'm one of, you name your top business schools, you name your top companies, you name your top whatever. I've probably been there, done that, work for them, know what's going on. And so, so before I, that's why I say, like, I can't get too, because
here it is. I knew Purple. I knew. I can listen to you. Some people we can tell. The ones who are paying attention, the ones who listen, we can tell. And that's the beautiful thing about, I always tell I used to tell him all the time, yo, bro, you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. But we can tell, Purple. I can talk that business talk. You know what I'm saying? I've done some things in life. You know, I made some moves. Could have been an NBA.
But it's fun. It's more fun. It's more. I can't. I'll say this one thing, and then we get no more. Purple. We just went over time.
I know that's it. No. I just had to put it out there. Hey,
there was one day. There was one day. I'll never forget it.
That's all that people. That's all I need to know.
Never forget it.
Fun.
It was. There was. Fun. There was it was the day, Cowboy about a month ago went off on the community. Went off
Yeah,
right. He was like, Stadia broke me.
every other
And
week.
he was doing, no joke. Like I had him. If you'll notice, if you go back and watch it, I'm in chat the whole time. And then I stopped talking. And the reason I stopped talking was like I had like a very, very, very important call with a gaming company. I'll leave it like that, going on at the same time. And it was just like,
Wow.
and some of my coworkers know that that's why I say like they're always, some of them are checking. Y'all
Right.
y'all don't realize this. Sometimes people do check on me to make sure I don't say anything. And
Right.
so they were kind of like, are you seriously on this show instead of this? So I was like, oh my gosh. But that is it. I'm
Well,
not gonna
how
say
did I
I work.
detect that? How did I
But,
pick
but,
that
but I'm
up?
not going to say if I work in the gaming. It's just my job to know about business,
Yo,
technology, gaming, so forth.
I
That's it.
want
That's
you,
all y'all are going to get
but
from
I
me
want you
today.
first of all, Purple. Now, why did I ask you that? I didn't look you up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who you
Yeah.
are. I don't care to know. But my thing is, I know when the remember we had the conversation. I said, "Yo, Purple is the one person. Like, if you tell me to do something, I'm just gonna do it because if I get into a heated conversation with you when it comes to this cloud tech and where these companies are trying to go, for example, I'm not gonna let you make me look bad. I picked that up. You know what I'm saying? So I just threw that out there because I was trying to send people that warning, like, yo, she might know a lot of things, and that's why she comes off as the way she comes off in the chat, trying to make sure you know what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I picked up on Project Storm, y'all. Episode 15 is my
Yeah.
episode. I do what I want to do. Who else gets to interview the queen? Peace.
That's
No,
it. That's it.
I'm
No one
just
knows.
saying.
You got more there. You got more out of me there. Oh my gosh. My
Hey,
mom's going to say, oh,
hey, no,
geez.
it is what it is. Hey, Purple, that's what it's all about. And I didn't even get into my family and all that stuff. But look, I'll be back in the future. Are people allowed to come back in the
Of
future?
course, we got, yes. There's, it's all, we're gonna have some alumni coming back. You're definitely for sure, but you're
Oh,
always welcome. You're always
that's
welcome.
what's up.
But thank you again so much for coming on. Just so the people know, what game are you playing? Where can they see you next stream?
Well, I'm playing a little bit of everything. You can find me on Centipede trying to break, trying to get Ryzak's score eventually, y'all. And then you can find me, all over the place, wherever my heart takes me. That could be Stadia, Xbox Series X, GeForce Now, native PC gaming, whatever the case is, y'all. I might get a PS5, and who knows? But the thing is, you're gonna find me playing these games. That's one thing I want to put out there. You're gonna find me playing these games because we all know, and I'm not gonna. I gotta say it one more time. The proof is in the plan. You see it right there, bottom right of the screen, y'all. Now, when let me say this: when Purple first said that, I said, "Really? Is she really about the plan?" I like it. Now, Cowboy Purple used to be on that playing boot up or shut up and all that stuff. So at first I was like, "Yo, do she know Cowboy and all this?" Because play these games is what we've been focusing on for a long time now. You know what I'm saying? That's what I try to do, y'all. So you can find me playing a lot of games.
No, definitely. Well, y'all, his channel's in the description. Y'all heard it here, 10K. We got him. His Twitter's there. But also, if you want to see an amazing battle, an amazing fight, I linked one of them. But he has project. You have so many great videos in there. And thank you all so much for joining. I see you, Chanel. Thank you so much for coming by. Already exists. Thank you, man. Main's World. So many people. Holtz, Jack, just so many people. Thank you all for just coming by for this space, creating it. Project. They're here for you. We're gonna do it again. Holtz, I see. We actually have to do a second show for Holtz. Y'all don't know Holtz has an amazing. He didn't even tell half the stuff, but we know we didn't get to everything with you. We're definitely gonna do it again. If you can just stay on a little longer, once the credits and everything roll. I just want to, tell you my appreciation, Storm and backstage. But for everyone else, I will be next on Lo-Fi Monks or Cloudy Thoughts tomorrow. I don't know.
Shout out.
Lo-Fi, amazing show. We got a lot to talk about. So I have that. Potentially might be, finishing up Tomb Raider here. I know it's taken me a while to get through it, but that's how it goes with me and this Lori chick. Y'all know I just can't
You know
do
what I'm
it.
saying? Y'all got to check that out. You know, I mean, like really,
I'm trying to get
you
through it.
and she's really being authentic too, y'all. But subscribe today. You know what I'm saying? Like if you already subscribe to me, subscribe to Purple. If you subscribe to Purple and myself, subscribe to somebody else in this chat. Windstar, Lo-Fi, Dre. You know what I mean? Whoever's out hosts, whoever's out here making these videos and doing things, y'all subscribe to them too.
Yeah.
So
No,
Purple,
but
I will stay back afterwards. I don't have
okay.
anything to really do other than figure out what's going on my PC. So I appreciate, hey, again, I appreciate you having me and everybody else
Oh
that you
no,
bring on the
thank
show. This
you.
show is fantastic. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to do the hashtag when I tweeted it out, but I don't know if the hashtag is taken. Is Shades of Purple taken? Well,
I don't even know
if
what
it
a
is, it is.
hashtag is.
We do what we do what we want to do anyway. So I appreciate it,
Y'all know
y'all.
I'm old. I can't be doing that. But yeah,
And
no. And if y'all want to see Project Storm cry, just wait until y'all see me put up this score this weekend. Yeah, I gotta get you. You know,
all
I
right,
gotta, you gotta nudge you.
Can you stream some of it for the people though, so they can see what you're doing, and so you're not passing the controller to your moms and everything and letting her play
Oh,
and get
you
the high
think
score? Because
that?
mom, you know what I mean. Mom's probably a retro gamer, you know what I mean. And I'm telling you, Purple, don't
She
let me
actually
find out.
is.
Don't let
Nah,
me
she is
find.
actually is.
Don't let me find out. That's what you did. That's why I
Oh,
put
you know
everything
that's
on wax.
all. Oh my
I
gosh.
I put it
See,
on wax. You heard?
no, see, okay. Y'all are gonna see. See, what I'm gonna do is because like I'm gonna do it in pieces. I'm letting you know what right now. See, y'all are all like 500, 600,000 in your little score stuff. You see me
Oh
drop
man.
that 600,000 and you see 10 lives left, you know it's coming. That's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna let it do it in pieces. You're gonna see that million with 12 lives left. You're gonna see that 1.5 million. You're gonna see that 2 million. I already know how I'm gonna do it. So it's
I
gonna
hear
be
you.
like, but no, this has been a great time, y'all. As always, it's Purple Haze. Thank you for coming by. And Project Storm, thank you so much. You've really pushed me as a gamer this last week. And whether it's casual or whatnot, it's Centipede. You've really brought that competition out. Y'all see how I take it in business. Now you see how I take it seriously in gaming. But thank you so much. And as always, the proof is in the playing. All right. Thank you, y'all.
Peace, y'all.